Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim for Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS who do rule and teach well. Young brother here, just another brother here, Shema Shwan, Bon Yahweh. And today we're on RT. I was checking out the world news and things like that. I'm probably going to check out some other stuff, check out what Scott Ritter, maybe check out little Jackson Hinkle, maybe check out some A. Jones, and Infowars and blah 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 blah, and check out some different things. Just gonna get into the news and whatever. Of course, we know today is a fucking super shitty, worthless goddamn holiday, complete false bullshit, satanic bullshit. And that's what's going on out here. It's fucking vexing. It's even live in your own house and live with your parents, and they put up all this kind of satanic shit, and I gotta walk by this bullshit every day. But working on getting out of here, as we all should be. It's important to, the scriptures tell us to be, be where your heart is, where your treasure is, your heart is also, seek first the kingdom of heaven, of course, right? But that doesn't mean that you just like sit down and just be fucking defeated and shit. You can still try to better yourself and get a better life for yourself, but don't be so obsessed with it that you don't make videos and you're not doing videos every day, and that you're not reading and you're not growing, because brothers will call you out on it. If you're like if you're in a camp, like especially if you're in GMS, like they'll get on you, man. They'll call you out. They'll get at you. I know. Not that I've ever been in GMS, but that's the way it goes, man. You gotta be learning things, man. You gotta know what you're talking about. They test brothers and stuff like that. We know it's important for you brothers out there by yourself. You gotta be on it too, because it's just you. There's no one really to get on your back like that. But you gotta be on your own back. So to say. That was a rant. And we're just going to get into the video now. So, Italians demand church condemnation of lesbian nativity scene. Displays creator defending it, citing Pope Francis allowing priests to bless same-sex couples, right? Which they made some stipulations with it or something, that as long as it's like not the image of a true marriage, it's okay, which that is completely madness. The scriptures are pretty clear. Was it Leviticus 18, I believe, that goes into it that man laying with man is abomination. And the same thing applies to woman. It is an abomination. All the scriptures, they don't have anything good to say about that. We got Romans, the first chapter, talking about that with our people, how they're working in their flesh, things that are unseemly, and things like that. It's an abomination, to the Lord, as we all know. And then you have scriptures like Ephesians 5 that talks about, how pretty much like the second death is prepared for people that engage in that, which, we might as well get it. We'll maybe go into like a little bit of this. There's nothing to really, I'm not even going to waste my time reading this because, the first beginning couple words are pretty clear, so I might as well just get the scriptures, to be honest. Alright, so the first one that I would like to get is this, and then maybe we'll get Isaiah 25 and 7 and talk a little bit about it, and then that'll be that. Not going to be terribly long. You could probably get into like a whole lot about that, but it's pretty self-explanatory. What's going on here? Was it Ephesians 5, or did I fuck up big time again? Alright, hold on. All right, we'll start here. Revelation 21:7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. All right, and you got to go into things like second entrance to fourth chapter. We know that because of the fall, going back to the Garden of Eden, when Adam sinned first, or really Eve sinned first, and then brought it to Adam, and so on, and then he went off following the woman. Um, that what basically happened and took place was that it was set up that there would be a straight path, a straight narrow path for men to walk on the earth, and that path would be full of peril. Because it talks about it more in second to fourth chapter, but in the olden times, the way to truth and righteousness was wide and abundant. It was easy for us to be righteous. We were perfect. We were perfect. We had the perfect bodies. But now the way of truth and righteousness is full of perils and just suffering, pain, and a lot of sadness. Is really really what it is. But just because we deal with all these things, demonic attacks, people hop on your family members, and people around you will just kind of switch up on you, whatever, and you're just hated and persecuted. Sometimes it feels like no matter what you do, you just get fucked over. That we still have to keep on that narrow path. Make not haste in time of trouble and things like that. You know. So that's why it says you have to overcome. There's something to overcome, and part of the things we have to overcome is you people in the world, and that's what you people are doing. The world is ruled by wickedness. Job 9:24, 21:8, Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and the murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall depart and like which breath of fire and brimstone, which is the second death, which is the ICV on nuclear missiles. And behavior like this showed within that article I just brought out are just an example of things that will lead to your destruction. I looked it up. The Ephesians, the 8th chapter, is also in 1 Corinthians 6. I haven't gotten in those chapters in a hot minute. I used to always pull those ones out, but this is before I've been reading different stuff. Not that I'm some amazing, perfect brother. I'm no elder. I am not an elder. I refuse to allow anyone to call me an elder. I'm just another brother. I teach. I try. I tempt. And that's about it. And nothing special. Ephesians 5:5. For this the no whoremonger. Yeah. This Yeah, we'll start here. Ephesians 5:2. Walk in love as Yahushua Mashiach has also loved us, have given for us an offering and a sacrifice to the Most High for a sweet smelling savor. Right? And we know that Yahushua is that ultimate sacrifice. The scriptures talk about that. That's pretty much why we don't have to, sacrifice for sins anymore. One, because it's under grace and things like that, not under the works of the law. But you also have it where Yahushua is that ultimate, sacrifice. There's a scripture in Hebrews that goes into it. That how many animals could you sacrifice? It would never equal the sacrifice Yahushua did. That's the first spirit begotten. That's the firstborn. His death is very very what do I say? Expensive? I don't know. It's very important. Very very important individual. Arguably the most important visual, in the planet. In the universe, of course, besides Yahweh, the second most important individual, in the universe. We know that Yahweh is number one. Very, very important. Both, worship both. Yahweh Shai. And the apostles, disciples, they all bowed to Yahushua anyway. So John the Revelator bowed. That's why he talks about his feet in Revelation, the first chapter. For fornication, uncleanness, and covetousness, let it not once be named among you as become the saints. And what we're seeing here in this article is fornication or spiritual adultery. Fornication, uncleanness, that's unclean. Two women laying with one another, which is absolutely ridiculous. But as the scriptures talk about in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. So you have all the same stuff was happening, in Greece and among these other nations and whatever. It's nothing new. The orgies and all that. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. It's the same nonsense recycled over and over and over again. And we'll always disapprove of it, right? And we're saying to the holy people, Psalm 148. Neither filthiness nor foolish talking nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. It's like a jesting, pleasantry, humor, facetiousness, low jesting. Witticism, being silly. Not that they're wrong with making an occasional joke in good taste, but we're not just laughing and joking, all the time. We really get on these scriptures and we really, talk and we really have, the best interest, for the hopeful elect. We have the best of intentions for the hopeful elect when we're out there. We want to gather them. We want to teach them for real. For this that no whoremonger, no unclean person, no covetous man who's idolater have any inheritance in the kingdom of Yahshua Mashiach and of the Most High. Alright, so behavior like that is not becoming of the scriptures. It's not things that if they're claiming that they're true people or whatever, Catholics, they believe that anyone could join up and whatever, that's off. So everything's just off about Catholicism, and that stuff just breeds, wickedness, and stuff like that. You change one thing, then everything changes. They open that door. But we know that Catholicism was really created by Jake. Holy Roman Empire, Revelation 20, and stuff like that. Now, we could go into this one. It's just a simple one, to be honest. I could get different ones, but was it 25:7? Yeah, it's 25:7. This book of Isaiah 25:7. He will destroy his mountain in the face of the covering cast of all people, and the veil of the spread of all nations, which is what Esau Edom is. He's in rulership, and he's the covering cast. He changes history, he changes laws and seasons, like it talks about in Daniel, the 7th chapter. And he puts his own nonsense in. Slakia. He puts his own nonsense in there. And they change the color, of course. They show, the Messiah as being a white child with blonde hair, with fucking two moms, which is absolutely ridiculous. They were dark skinned. The original people were all dark skinned. They were mistaken for being Egyptians. In Genesis, the 50th chapter, you have the one in Song of Solomon's, like the tens of Kedar and things like that. I think you have the one in Jeremiah, talks about the gangster all do languish, they black into the ground, because you go into that word black, they were dark skinned. I think King Solomon said he was touched by the sun, things like that. Edomites love to say that he was like tanned. The fuck does tanned even mean? And then you go into his lineage, and it's like, he has to be an Israelite, man. He has to be a dark skinned man, because there's times there was interbreeding among us with well, hold on. Yeah, talking about Yahushua, yeah. I believe Rahab was a Canaanite. I believe you had Ruth was also in his bloodline as one of his mothers, right, which was a Moabite. I said Rahab was a Canaanite, right? So you can't tell me he was a white guy, man. You can't tell me he was some Edomite. You know, he was a dark skinned man. You know, not to say that Moabites, they're probably like a little darker than they are now, but you know, I don't really know, man. You know, because they got you know different intermixing with Edomites and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, the Mongolians, some of the brothers say the Mongolians are actually Edomites. But yeah, so I just want to close it off here. I mean, this is really basic, and this is just so silly, man. So damn silly. You know, I was thinking about getting one more thing, but I think I made my point. I'm gonna close it out. Shalom.